my friends. Today we're diving into something I think we all need a little support with, and that is surviving the holidays. So this time of the year is known as the season of joy and connection, and it can also bring with it its fair share of stress and triggers and challenges. But here's the thing. You have more power than you think. And today I'm going to share some powerful lessons about owning your power, understanding your triggers, and choosing how you want to show up this holiday season. So let's get into it. I'm Kelsey Matheson, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a life and business coach for women. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I know firsthand that the holidays come with obligations and self-imposed expectations and family dynamics and unexpected curveballs. But before I dive in, I want to make sure that you subscribe to my channel, whether you're a busy mom, a woman building her own business, or you're just looking for a channel with some real advice on real life struggles. When you subscribe, you'll gain access to a ton of amazing content that I curate just for you. Oh, and stick around to the end of this video because I have a special offer for you. Okay, so let's talk holiday stress. I know that it's easy to feel like you're at the mercy of everyone else's expectations during this time of the year. But what if I told you that you have way more power than you realize? What if I told you that you control your thoughts about a situation? Wait, what? Situations and circumstances are totally neutral. So this is a theme I talk a lot about with my clients. This is a theme I'm sure you've heard about from many other coaches and teachers. A circumstance is a situation that is factual, and it's your thoughts about that situation that will set you up for success, or it won't serve you at all. Because our thoughts about that circumstance generate the feeling that you will have about it. Okay, so that family member who always makes the snarky comment, they don't create your frustration. I know that that's hard to wrap your mind around. You're like, oh yeah, they do. Please don't be confused here, Kelsey. They absolutely create my frustration. But here's the empowering part. If you're choosing to be frustrated, then guess what? You can choose not to be. You can choose a different response, and you do have the choice. Now, I know some of you are like, I am not choosing to be frustrated. That family member is frustrating, so I therefore am feeling frustrated. Right? Their actions frustrate me, right? If they didn't behave that way, I wouldn't be frustrated. I get it. But ask yourself, how do I want to feel this holiday season? Do I want to give my power away, or do I want to create my own experience? And then I would ask, where am I giving my power away? What would it look like to stay in an empowered state instead of being frustrated? Right? What would it mean for you to stay empowered? Because listen, when you're feeling that frustration, you are triggered. You know that moment when someone says or does something and you feel like your blood boil, right? Or your chest tighten. It feels like that because you feel like they caused it. But here's the thing. They didn't cause it. Triggers have nothing to do with the other person. It's all about you. So you might be like, yeah, but what if they're triggered and freaking out about something? Well, so just like your triggers aren't about them, their triggers aren't about you. Okay? That's them operating from their wounds. When they're triggered, they're operating from their wound. And when you're triggered, you're operating from yours. So I like to put it this way. When I'm working with my clients, when you're triggered, you're in your little girl or little boy energy. And when they're triggered, they're in their little girl or their little boy energy because it's a wound. They're in the energy is them in their wound. I use this example a lot. Let's say I'm upset and my husband and I are fighting and he's upset. He's fighting back with me. We're arguing. Our voices are raised at each other. Like, we're upset. I'm in my little girl energy in that situation and he's in his little boy energy. Because we're both operating from our wounds. So it's my wounded little girl fighting with his wounded little boy. And guess what? We're not going to solve anything. Nothing. That argument, that fight is not going to get us anywhere. When we're triggered, it's because something within you, a wound, an old story, a limiting belief has been poked. And the feeling that surfaces isn't there to torture you. Those feelings aren't there to torture you. They're there to help you grow, right? They're surfacing because they're ready to be healed, or at least a layer of that wound is ready to be healed. So when you're feeling all the feels, it's really an opportunity. It's an opportunity to pause and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What's ready to be seen and felt and heard and healed? And I'm not telling you that it's comfortable to go through this situation, to process this. It's not, but it's within this curiosity, within the discomfort, within the awareness that this has nothing to do with the other person, and it's an opportunity to heal, and it's an opportunity for you to grow. That's where the magic is. That's where you reclaim your power, right? This is where you get to show up for yourself this holiday season and for the rest of the year, for the rest of your life. And here's what's amazing. No matter what's happening around you, you get to decide who you want to be and how you want to show up. I talk a lot about taking action with my clients, and I also talk a lot about being curious in order to zoom out of a situation and look at it from a different perspective. Okay? Because it's easier to take action or it's easier to take action that will serve you from that position when you're able to step back and look at the entire situation. And when you're not in a triggered space, when you're in a more curious space. Because when we take action from a highly triggered state, it's not usually productive or effective. So when you recognize that you're triggered, just ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Like, you feel the frustration, you feel the anger, you feel the trigger, and then you can take a breath and just ask yourself, what am I making this situation mean? Just take a moment to zoom out and ask yourself, how do I want to show up in this moment? What action can I take to align with the person I want to be, to align with the way that I want to show up right now? And maybe it's excusing yourself from a conversation, or maybe it's setting a boundary, or maybe it's just choosing to let it go. These small decisions can make a huge difference in how you experience your holiday, your life, your workplace, your relationships. And then there's an added bonus of personal growth. You're building your confidence, and you're helping yourself stay grounded and in your power. And look, I know that navigating the holidays can be exhausting. So let me share this story. When our daughter was like itty bitty, my husband Scotty and I used to go to our home in Costa Rica for an entire month. We would leave middle of December and we would stay there until the middle of January in Costa Rica. And I think our families were really bummed and disappointed, and maybe even a little angry with us that we didn't spend that time with them, especially because our daughter was little. We started doing this when she was, I think, around 2 or 3, maybe 3. But that's where we wanted to be as a family, like the hustle and bustle and traveling from coast to coast to see our families, or spending 1 year with one side of the family and another year with another side of the family, and the obligations and the get-togethers and the gifts and everybody getting sick and the unhealthy foods and all of the other indulgements and of course family dynamics. We were like, we're going to go to Costa Rica for a month. That's what we wanted to do. We want to go away. And sometimes our family or friends would actually come and stay with us in Costa Rica. That was fun, right? But it's what we wanted, and we made it a tradition for many, many years. And I think that having an alternative option for the holidays is also why my retreat center, Anamaya Resort, has a holiday retreat, and we also have a New Year's retreat. And those weeks are our most popular weeks out of the year, consistently, right? Having something like a retreat in place, either before or after, or even choosing to spend your holidays at a retreat, is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. Like, retreats aren't just a break from the chaos. They're a total reset, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally. And having that time also allows you to step away, process the year you just had, and reflect and think about what you want to do for the year ahead. And also, you have an opportunity to connect with like-minded people from around the world, right? You have an opportunity to take really good care of yourself and experience a little adventure, and then return back home with clarity and confidence and feeling really centered and with some peace of mind, right? Most people finish the holiday season feeling like they just went through the washing machine, right? Like a whirlwind. And they're usually ill, they're sick, they come back with all the germs. They're not feeling good because they've eaten all the things that aren't very healthy. They've indulged in, eating and drinking things they don't necessarily, indulge in on a regular basis. So wouldn't it feel amazing to come out of the other side of the holidays feeling grounded and centered and healthy and deeply connected to yourself? I think that's why, when we would go away for that month, like it was so refreshing, and we would come back at the beginning of the year and just feel so empowered. And I think that's also why our holiday and New Year's retreats at Anamaya Resort are so popular. Like, it's amazing what it can do for your mental health and overall well-being. So look, this holiday season, I challenge you to own your power, embrace your triggers, recognize that your triggers are your own, and see them as an opportunity for you to grow and take control of how you want to show up. Because I know it's not always easy. I know managing triggers, especially around family, because usually the family are the ones who created the triggers or helped to create the triggers. I know that can be overwhelming. And maybe you're facing difficult dynamics, and maybe you're feeling misunderstood, or maybe even feeling alone during the holidays. When everyone else seems so connected, and you're seeing all of the social media posts of all the connection and the love and all of the wonderful things that people are sharing. Or perhaps this is a time of year that is stirring up something deeper for you. You might feel like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to in 2024, or maybe you're struggling to set goals for the new year, or maybe you want to set goals, but you don't really know what that looks like. Or maybe you're just excited to start fresh in 2025, but you just like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to set myself up for success. If any of this resonates with you, know that you don't have to navigate it alone. And I would love to support you through my one-on-one coaching, whether you feel like you need help managing the tough emotions, or getting clarity for the future, navigating your triggers, or just simply rediscovering your confidence and peace of mind. Let's work together. And if you're feeling called, consider giving yourself the gift of a retreat, because it might just be the reset that you need. And you can visit Anamaya's website to explore all the options that will literally nourish your mind, body, and soul. And all the links will be in the description below. And I also have a 10% off discount code that you can use for a week-long in-house retreat of Anamaya's. It's 10% off all of your meals and accommodations. The discount code is RETREAT10. It's in the description below. And if you are ready for some one-on-one coaching, I am offering 20% off my 6-month one-on-one coaching package. The link is below. It is valid only until December 31st, 2024. After that, I go back up to my regular price for my coaching. So if you are like, I want to take you up on that right now, then click the link below, sign up, and we will get started on literally transforming your life. All right, so I have a favor to ask. If you found these concepts helpful, please like, subscribe, share with someone who you know could also use this message. And let me know in the comments, what's one way that you're planning to keep your power this holiday season? What works for you? All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays.